Alright, guys, Halloween Horror Month continues with the new review, House of Wax. Now, this is not the Vincent Price version from way back when. This is the 2005 version, starring Alicia Cuthbert, Chad Michael Murray, Brian Van Holt, Paris Hilton. We're going to talk about that one. Now, what I think of First of all, the plot of House of Wax is we meet these group of friends, right? And they're all traveling because they're going to go to this big college football game. Well, they need to stop and, set up camp for the night, whatever. And when they wake up, their car's not started, and they're out in the middle of nowhere. They don't know where the hell they are. They're trying to make it on time to the game. They got up late. Stuff's going wrong. So, a couple of the group members decide to go in this little town. It's about 15 miles up the road called Ambrose. And not Dean Ambrose, you WWE fans, you. No. They go to this little town called Ambrose, and it's fair to say it's a ghost town. There's like nobody out. There's like one guy walking around. He's like the gas station owner or whatever. He owns the gas station, and he seems like a nice guy. He's trying to help him out. And his name's Bo, by the way. He's played by Brian Van Holt. And there's this big House of Wax museum that Jared Padalecki, who's also in this movie, and Alicia Cuthbert go into, and they really like it, and it's fine, but then throughout the day and going into the night, these group of friends start to be killed one by one, and what I think of the House of Wax 2005 version is I love this movie. I do. This movie I think is very underrated. It doesn't get talked about very much, and when somebody's talking about horror movies, the House of Wax remake hardly ever comes up for some reason. And, I do like the Vincent Price version a lot. And that Vincent Price version scared the crap out of me when I was younger. But this movie, I think it's, for the most part, it's one of the better horror films in the last 10 years. I'm not willing to say in the last, 5 years. This movie's 10 years old this year. Wow, I just now thought about that. This movie's 10 this year. Holy shit. But yeah, I do. I love this movie. I think it's underrated. And I don't think enough people talk about it. I don't think, I think a lot of... See, I don't know if people... It's been a while since anybody's talked about it. So I don't know if people are, still bashing it. Or if some people came around and liked it. Or, whatever. I don't know. Because no one talks about it. And I think this movie deserves a little bit of recognition and appreciation. Because let's talk about some of this stuff. First of all, let's talk about the actors in the movie. I'm not going to remember all of their names, but Brian Van Holt, he's playing two roles in the movie. He's playing this guy named Vincent, who is like this deformed guy who wears a wax face, and he's also playing Bo, the gas station attendant I mentioned. They're like Siamese brothers, and they were separated at birth and whatnot, which is why he's kind of all deformed and everything. And Brian Van Holt in this movie, awesome. Both roles, awesome. Kills it. Very, very creepy in both parts. Very insane, both parts. Paris Hilton, I want to get this one out of the way. I don't like Paris Hilton as an actress. I don't even think she's all that hot. She can suck a good dick. The only reason I know that is from the pornographic videos that I've seen. But, yeah, that's about all she's got going for her. She's not sexy. She's not attractive. She's not a good actress. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Not a fan of Paris Hilton, so I probably won't talk about her too much in this review. Alicia Cuthbert, who I think was one of the hottest chicks around this time, 2005, because she also did that movie called The Girl Next Door, where she was a porn star and she moved next door to this horny teenager. That movie's fucking funny as fuck. If you haven't seen The Girl Next Door, check out The Girl Next Door. It was from around the same time. I'm not sure the exact year, but yeah, she was hot. She's probably still hot. I don't know. I haven't seen her lately. Chad Michael Murray. I like Chad Michael Murray as an actor for the most part. There's some stuff where he falls a little flat. I just realized Chad Michael Murray is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now. Think about that for a minute. Yeah, he was on Agent Carter. He counts. But, yeah, I like Chad Michael Murray. In this movie in particular, I think this movie was the best I've seen Chad Michael Murray, in my opinion. Jared Padalecki, who I do like, and I'm not that big of a Supernatural fan. I've seen most of it. I'm maybe 2 seasons behind now, but Jared Padalecki, I was always kind of a fan of him. Despite, there was some stuff he did that I didn't like, but I always thought he was fine. In this movie, agreed, he's fine. The only problem I have with Jared Padalecki in this movie is he's not in the movie as much as I wanted him to be. Like, I thought he was going to be in the movie a lot more, and he's not, so that was a little bit disappointing. Um, yeah, the black guy. I can't remember his name. But he was Paris Hilton's boyfriend in the movie. He was funny. He was fine. I thought he should be in the movie a little bit more than what he was. But for the most, like, I'm fine with him, being killed off when he did. Oops, spoiler alert: the black guy dies in a horror movie. Sorry, um, but yeah, I mean it's a fun movie, and it looks the tone. The tone of this movie is very creepy. Like, you feel like they're in a ghost town because there's nobody around. It's very, very creepy just walking around this small little town with this guy wearing a wax mask with this psychotic gas station attendant. It's very creepy, and especially when most of the movie takes place at night. And there's a couple parts of the movie during the daytime where they have like these, like they smell this bad thing, and we actually can't smell it. But the way this movie is shot, you could, I don't know how to explain it, but you could feel like you're there and smelling this horrible smell with them. That's how great this movie is shot with. I think the cinematography is beautiful. I think all the sets, and it look, from what I can understand from the behind the scenes stuff on the DVDs and whatnot, it looks like most of the locations in this movie were really built like that, and they're great. The Wax Museum in particular was awesome, especially the lower levels. I do like the lower levels a lot. Um, the blood and guts in this movie, there's not really that much blood and guts, but from what you do see, I think it's pretty cool. Like, there's this one part, I'm not going to mention which characters are in the scene, but there's one part where one of the friends dies, and one of the other friends goes to the Wax Museum, sees their friend there. They don't think they're dead or anything, so he starts kind of peeling at his face, and his face is coming off, but his eyes are still moving, so he's still alive. He's just like a wax figure now. And John Abrams, who you guys might know from the first Scary Movie, he was Bobby, in the first Scary Movie. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry," and he's still peeling it off. Like, so there's like funny little moments like that like they feel organic. Well, it's not really a time to be joking, but it kind of works. Like, it didn't really feel out of place all that much, for the most part. But yeah, I do like this movie a lot. I think it's very creepy. While there's not enough gore in it, there is enough creep factor to it to where you can still enjoy it. The characters you don't like in the movie, there's a good chance that they're going to die. I don't know which characters you'll like and which characters you won't, but there's a good chance that the characters you don't like are going to die. So that's always fun to see. The killer or killers in this movie, played by Brian Van Holt, both parts, very, very creepy, very psychotic. And there's this one creepy guy they meet in the beginning of the movie, and he's like, "You like knives? Two's the tray. You want to see it? It's a Bowie. It's a good knife. That'll cut through anything." That guy, he was really creepy too. Another character I wish was in the movie more, but I can see that, okay, maybe he didn't fit in the rest of the movie. But I really did like that guy. I was kind of, with the way this movie ends, and I know that this probably, they never intended on a sequel. I'm still hoping 10 years later that we'll get a sequel to the House of Wax. Maybe not use any of the other surviving characters, fine. But at least have the creepy guy from the truck pop up again. And maybe have Brian Van Holt come back somehow. I don't know how much sense that would make. But hey, it's a horror movie. Anything can happen, right? So I'm still kind of hoping for a House of Wax sequel. I don't think we're ever going to get it. I think they'll probably reboot it again, and I don't even think there's any plans to reboot it anytime soon. There's just, why? Because nobody's talking about it. And I think it's a movie that deserves a little bit more recognition. All in all, guys, I do have a lot of fun with this movie. It's not quite A+ material, but it's close. I'm going to go ahead and give it a B+. House of Wax 2005 is getting a B+. I do have a lot of fun with this movie. There's not really much that I didn't like about this movie, but you got to remember, it's a small. I don't know how well the budget was on this movie, but you can tell that this was probably a very low budget film, but it works. I do. I like it a lot. I think it needs to get appreciated a little bit more. Have you seen this movie? Tell me in the comments what guys think of House of Wax 2005. And it's actually one of the few remakes I like better than the original. So You know, there's that. There's especially in horror. There's not many remakes that are, in my opinion, better than the original or that I liked more than the original. House of Wax is one of those movies. So yeah, while I do like the Vincent Price one very much, and it did creep me out a lot as a kid, this is the one that when I think of House of Wax, I think of, you know. And even the one guy, the one Brian Van Holt plays with the wax mask and everything, the character's name is Vincent, which is clearly a nod to Vincent Price. So you know, I respect that. I do. That was awesome. All in all, guys, like I said, House of Wax is getting a B plus. What do you guys think of it? Let me know down in the comments below what you thought. Like the video, share, and subscribe. Just do it!